Hey guys, just showing you my new Honeywell, or Honeytech, sorry not Honeywell, Honeytech tester that I got out from China. It was $14 US. You know, you're paying big bucks for these things, and I was like, well hey, I'll give it a shot and see what happens. This came all complete with a instruction manual, and it also came with a 9-volt battery already installed, ready to go. So basically I thought, well, I was working on a job, just a little project I was doing, and the power supply of a computer wasn't working. It would just fire up and then shut down straight away, which I couldn't prove anything was wrong, so I like to prove things, being a man of science I guess. So what I wanted to do is get a tester and test the capacitance. I found actually 4 capacitors that were on the board inside the power supply unit itself that were actually very hard to see. This one here you couldn't see, but these are the filter capacitors. But if you have a look in close here, you can see that it's swollen on the end of the cap here. It's got a bulge in it, and they should not look like that. They should look like this, perfectly flat like that. That indicates a leaking capacitor. Otherwise, is like if it's got juice or any sort of goop coming out of it. This stuff here is actual special resin glue that they use to hold the whole lot together to you know, keep it stable. But these are cheap and nasty, very cheap and nasty capacitors. So what you do is you turn, you know, it turns on. It's got a light, a backlight, and everything. I wish it would just stay on, but anyway, never mind. So what I've done, I've got a capacitor here that's actually a known good one. It came out of a faulty LCD TV that I was working on, and that's a 1000 microfarad 35 volt. So what we want to do is set our range within the range tolerance of the capacitor itself. So we'll do 2000 in this case. So we hook the negative up to the negative side leg, which is the negatives indicated on here, and you just hook that on like so. We'll hit the reading and we'll put the positive on. It'll charge it up, and look at that, that's pumping out 1020 microfarad. So that's perfect capacitance, and that's actually holding quite well. So we'll put that aside, and we'll test some of these ones that I don't know whether they're faulty or not, but I replaced them in the power supply works. But hey, I like to prove these things before I go and buy parts, so now I can. So again, hook the power up, hit your thing, and this is a 2200, and we've got 492. So even if I change the range, yeah, it's just nowhere near the 2200 microfarad it should be. So that's miles out. It's actually completely stuffed. Alright, so we'll move on to the next one. So that was like 500. So this one here, what is it? 569, well out of the 10% tolerance you're allowed. So that would mean 220. So that would mean I could go to probably 1950. Or higher, no higher than 2450 basically. We'll try this one. Negative to negative, positive to positive. This one here is still at 1600. It's miles out, miles out. I mean, that's like 40% down. So it's definitely, I've hit the nail on the head. But in the future I'll be able to not guess and be knowing for a fact that oops, so that's 1480, 1500 basically. So that's miles out, way out. That's 30% below the value, acceptable value. So like I said, 1950 would have been a throwaway for that job. So yeah, and it's got a good range. It goes from 20 millifarad right through to 200 picofarad, which should cover all the range. You can get devices that'll do in-place testing. They're quite expensive. You can buy a kit. I believe a mate of mine bought a kit that he built from scratch, and it was like $80 US or $70 US, and you can buy it fully made for about 160, so big saving there if you keen to do a bit of soldering. It's got a 0 adjustment on it, and it's got a hold as well. So yeah, no, I'm wrapped with it for 14 bucks, or about $18-19 New Zealand. Landed. That was free freight from, you know, China across the world. Go figure. You know, you can't buy that stuff in New Zealand. So, you know, apologise for the mess, but hey, here we go. Alright, hey, thanks for watching, and we'll, I don't know if you can, I actually should check the manual and see whether it's actually in English or not. Let's have a look. Oh, that part's not. That's not good. Well, we're in trouble. It's got no English. No English. Ah, well, never mind. We'll just have to throw that to the curb and do what we did here and just test it and make sure it works. So yeah, make sure you testing it with a good one. To you may have to 0 adjust it to get the 0 set. But apart from that, man, what a good deal. Cheers for watching.